Good morning. This is the October 14th, 2025 meeting of the Recycling Committee. Recycling Committee members present in the room are
David O'Connell,
Vanessa Brigade.
and Jean Landis Nauman. Online, we're fortunate to have our Mac, Todd Kep. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you.
Always glad to have you. All right. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Not seeing anyone in the room or online, so we'll proceed. First up is approve our minutes from May 13th and September 16th. Did we get the minutes?
No, I didn't do September.
Okay, so we're
think I have them
going to do
partially.
the May 13th. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, and I'll second that since Vanessa wrote them, right?
This
Or-
is the
or
one I'm
did I
supposed to
write
get the front.
Hmm? Did I write them or did you write them?
What are we talking about? May, I think May, I came late and you were gonna send me.
Oh, crap. I think we're complete. Okay. I think we're okay. I'm gonna second what we have. So any discussion? Okay, let's vote. David,
Aye.
Vanessa,
Aye.
and Jean, I 3-0. Okay. We do not have Sean with us this morning to talk to us about batteries and light bulbs and antifreeze. I did send him an email asking if we did have a decision back from the vendor as to whether or not we're going to include all types of batteries and light bulbs. So still waiting for a response on that.
Yeah, I think the issue with that was that they probably accept them. We weren't sure what the cost would be to take
Right.
each.
Right.
And so that it was, I mean, we can say to everybody, we take them, but then we need to really find out if it's financially
Right.
worthwhile.
Yeah. And is that your understanding, Todd, is that the vendor we're using does charge additional for all the batteries and all the light bulbs?
For what?
Right now, we're just having people recycle the new light bulbs and the lithium batteries. And you explained to us that our vendor will also take regular batteries and light bulbs.
Yeah.
And Sean was supposed to look into that to see if there was an additional charge for that.
Oh, and there is.
Well,
We don't know.
We're waiting to hear from him.
Oh, I don't.
wondered- Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
All
sure.
right.
That's a good
I'll
question. I don't
follow
know.
up with Sean. Okay. Okay. Approve bills, finances. We don't have any bills to approve that I know of. I did pay Jessica. Her charge was $87.50. And I did pay Black Earth. I reduced their bill from $344 to $301 to account for the 2 bins they did not take. Since we put the signs on the bins, there haven't been any refusals by Black Earth. Okay, so we're all right there. If you don't mind, can we just jump ahead since we're talking about Black Earth? I did cancel the pumpkin smash because I thought it was a little expensive.
It is expensive, and it's, the fact that we've never done it before, and they put the, why pay for something you
Right.
just,
I think it's something we could easily do ourselves.
we
Yeah.
could.
I mean, it's a basketball net.
Right.
So I think we could do that. The extension of their contract runs out at either the end of this month or I think it's the end of this month. Before Keith left, I sent him an email asking if there was any formal action we needed to take to extend it. He left without responding. So
Don't we have an automatic renewal with him?
We can renew. I just wanted to be sure I was using the right format to advise them that we'd like to renew. As it is, I'll try and see if the current acting temporary administrator can advise me. And otherwise, I'll just send them an email saying that we'd like to exercise our option to extend it for one more year. Then that's the third year. So then this time next year, we'll be negotiating a new contract. So I'd like to start that process probably a couple months ahead of time so we
Yes.
can look at it. And Todd, here's where you might be helpful to us is, are there other towns in your area that have contracts with Black Earth for transfer station pickup?
Do you have a Falmouth?
No, that's not mine. Mine stops at the bridges.
All right. Because what I'd like to do is just take a look at what other towns' contracts look like.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
think there's none other. I know Kingston is, Plymouth is trying to get theirs up and running,
Okay.
but no one else is doing it.
Okay. Because I took I'm trying to think where I got the sample that I used. That seemed a little convoluted to me. Their attorney and our attorney signed off on it, but I just wanted to see if there was a more concise format available. And maybe that's something I could ask our town council, because they may have
Yeah.
done other communities. Okay, good morning, Jean. Welcome.
Hello, guys. Can you wait?
All right, so our member Jean White has just joined the meeting. Okay, so Black Earth. So what I'd like to do is maybe put that on the agenda starting in August for us to take a look at the contract, see if there's any modifications, because it has to go through our town council, has to go through their council before either can sign off on it, and the town administrator has to co-sign that. Okay, so maybe even July.
Yeah, they'll go there.
Yeah, so start July. Okay,
Picture on it, because I couldn't get the print that over.
okay. So Gene has left the meeting temporarily. He'll be right back. Um, yeah, okay. So I think that's everything with Black Earth right now. Things, and I want to thank you, the area, okay, where we have, no, you know what I mean? All the work that you did there.
On the corral.
On the corral.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it looks really, really
You
nice.
visualized it very well.
Yeah,
I got one more. I'll get the state thing that I've got to put up.
Okay.
I haven't had it laminated yet.
okay,
I need to get 2 of those done.
okay, yeah, one for each.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then the stuff will slow.
okay, so the only thing left for there is for me to get the plastic box to put these in.
Are you gonna fold them, or is that?
No, it's big enough to hold
Oh,
them.
it is?
Yeah, yeah. I've got small ones. I got some small ones for our pamphlets, but I
Oh,
also,
okay, all
I
right.
also got a couple of these bigger ones.
I was using one with it.
No, I bought both sizes. So,
And they have a lid on them, so they're.
They do. yeah.
I think it's great. It will be really nice to have additional information.
Yeah, that's nice.
You might want to review that too a little bit, because I don't know how much it mentions buckets or how people can transport or do stuff, but if people feel like I don't have a bucket, so I can't do it, it's kind of silly.
It says residents should use home collection buckets with lids to store and transport organic material. And then talks about the bags used to line must be this BPI certified compostable. And tells them which bags are not acceptable.
Good, yeah.
But that's all it says about the collection. It just says, use a collection bucket with lid. Did you think we should modify that?
No, I haven't read it through for a long time, but I felt like a lot of people came to me at the Aggie Fair saying, but I don't have a container. I'm like, oh, look I use orange juice containers and even stick it in my container because I don't want to wash the container all the time. So,
Yeah.
and I had started doing yogurt containers, except then I couldn't in good faith throw them in the compactor.
Right.
So when I did the orange juice container, I thought, okay, go
Trash.
away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Weird things we sort of tie ourselves to.
Yeah.
that-
Well, I mentioned here too that some residents prefer to freeze the material during the week. So
Yeah.
it kind of gives them some options.
Yeah, and but the other part that's weird is the uncertainty of these compostable bags.
Yeah.
Like, what's this, like, if I put that under the sink, people don't do it that way, but
Yeah.
when I want to put something in it and I just think, well, now I have to get rid of it because it's starting to compost already.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it doesn't take Art and I very long to fill up and I have the bigger bucket because I started out with the small one thinking, oh, it's just two of us. I'm filling that bucket up every week.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much compostable material we have. Right. So again, thank you so much for all the work you did on the corral. It looks lovely.
does,
And
it looks
Jean, I know
great
you
out
helped
there.
with that. Great effort, great team effort to get that done. And hopefully it'll continue to run smoothly as it has the last couple of weeks. Whoever put the material in there may have not, realized.
Well, it's hard too, because then I was sort of going through bags to bring to the fair and made of composted material.
I know.
Oh, it says compost on the bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not the direction it has to go. It has to-
Yeah. It's very specific what has to be done. And it is a little confusing because it is compostable some places, but not everywhere, when it says on that compostable.
Well, no, what they're saying is it's made of compostable
Oh,
material,
okay.
composted material. How do they say it? I don't know.
Okay.
I should have one with me and then I could read it to you, but there's an ambiguity in what direction it goes.
Okay. As we know, recycling is a revolving process because it all depends on who the ultimate vendors are and what they'll take and what they won't take. And the sorting area, this sorting company has to just pull out the material that they know they can sell to the vendor that's going to remanufacture it. And I don't know if I sent it to you yet or not, but I read an article recently, and it was about how they're using AI sorters at the MRFs to handle all the material. And I forget how many pieces of material could handle every minute, but it was amazing. I mean, and what it does is it eliminates that messy work for humans, but it eliminates a human work position. But, if it can do it a lot faster and a lot more accurately without humans having to deal with trash, maybe that's the way to go. But I forget how much the thing costs. I think it said it was going to pay for itself within a year. I guess I haven't sent that article to you yet, but I thought it was very interesting. Todd, have you heard of that? Using the AI robot to sort? Yeah. Anybody using one of those?
Not around here. It's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's that.
I think
it-
the closest we have is Connecticut, and they're using it for that one bag or one truck system with the multiple bags. So it's basically just picking up the bags and sorting the bags. But most of the AI right now in the country is used for construction and demolition sorting. It's easier to do
Okay.
that at this point. But it's if prices drop on that stuff, you'll probably see more of it. But it's none of the MRFs we have here in the state have that. So.
Okay, all right. Well, I will get that article out to everybody so you can take a look at it. I just thought it was pretty interesting. You know, I am a skeptic, I guess, on using AI to replace humans. But I think there's some industries where it makes sense, and this might be one of them, you know.
It
'Cause-
absolutely works, though. It definitely works
Yeah.
for the solid
Yeah.
waste and recycling. Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, so we're on to the swap shop. Did we get those other 2 shelving units back in before the rain came? Okay, thank you. As you know, Jean's been doing a lot of work over there at the swap shop, trying to get it ready. He and I had a discussion at the swap shop, it was last week or the week before, whatever. About, because Jean was continuing to put up the pegboard, is that what it's called? And I asked him to hold off on putting up any more until we came up with our final floor plan for the shelving. Because I know what I thought we should do is take a look, just to remind ourselves as to what materials are going to be going into the swap shop.
Those papers.
Huh?
I said, oh, I have all those, I printed those out.
You print them out, okay.
But I'm not sure. I
So-
put 'em.
The items we've said we're going to accept are books, CDs and DVDs, small children's toys, dishes and glassware, electrical kitchen appliances, small, games, kitchenware, paintings and picture frames that are small, pots and pans, puzzles, vases, and video games. So out of those, I'm not sure, other than paintings and picture frames, we're gonna have much to use on the pegboards. Were you thinking of something else, Jean, when you put those up?
Well,
What were you thinking
So-
of?
with all the shelves we have, if you add up the square footage, it's 3,178 square feet
Mhm.
from shelving.
Okay,
with
but
the
let me go back to the question I asked you. What items were you thinking would go on the pegboards? What would we hang on the walls?
Well, that company I showed you, they have all kinds of things. They have peg things. Some of them are boxes. You can get all kinds of different size
Mhm.
boxes. So like loose things like nails, screws.
We're not gonna accept those.
Well, can I just finish this thought?
Sure.
So the shelving will give us 3,178 square feet of
Mhm.
space. With the pegboard all around, that gives us 5,957 square feet. So total, it would be 9,130 square feet of usable area to put stuff.
Okay, but again, Jean, you have to look at the type of stuff that we're going to accept. And
You
it
can
doesn't
put-
really lend itself to a lot of pegboard. That's what I'm saying.
You can
You're
put,
essentially talking about using pegboard to put shelves up.
yeah, you can
Well,
put
that's,
shelves.
why? Why not put shelves against the wall, joining the shelving that's in there, that's already been made? That doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money.
So what I did was put 36-inch parameter around the pegboard, around the entire diameter.
You
And
mean
then-
you're pulling the shelving away from the walls?
Mhm.
Yes. So there'd be wheelchair access space, then the shelves. So I put one shelf and then the other shelf So they're only 16 inches wide and you can access them from both sides. So when people come in, they have multiple paths that they can go down and they can see everything laid out so you can go where you want. And the way I have them configured it, I have two of the longest shelves together by the desk. And then I have two on the end. And the way I laid it out, it's kind of like a maze, but there's multiple ways, there's different access. So it's not like people are coming in and waiting in line to get to one thing or another. So the objective is it's a relatively small space. And by doing this, it would utilize most of the space. So it would give us more storage space than the shelves alone. And I'm not trying to step on anybody's feet, but this is my gig. I went to trade school for carpentry. I worked for years doing framing, and that's my thing. It's looking at something and coming up with ways to improve it. So, and I wish you would look at it before you make a decision.
It's all yours. I'm not, I don't care what you do.
Well, I do.
I know you do.
Well,
really do.
I'm not trying to, anger anybody. This isn't about me getting my way. It's about optimizing the opportunity. So I'm sorry if it
Well,
hurts
no,
your
hey,
feelings.
you know what? If it's a good idea, then go for it. I said, I'm not, I'm hands off.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
I'm just telling you how I feel. If you want to do it, you go ahead and do it. I have nothing to say about
Well, that's certainly one option that we could look at. The other,
Maybe after the meeting, we could go and look and just so at least you know what I'm talking about. I'm not good at explaining it. It's not my forte.
Okay, so another option, I think would be a setup similar to what we had at the other swap shop. You were both in there, we were all in there, so we know what it looked like. And that middle room is really, the basis for what I was thinking we could do, putting shelving, how can I say this? Perpendicular to the front door. So in other words, there would be shelving against the wall on either side, as you come in the door, be on either side, and then there'd be two more in the middle, and then across the back. And there should be adequate room for the 3 feet between that, because we're really only 1, 2, 3, we're using 9 feet for the aisle space. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of shelving. You said they're how wide?
They're all 16 inches wide.
16 inches, okay. 36, 16, 36, 16, 36, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're various lengths too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have a couple different lengths.
So what I did was so that we could use them all, because I know there was some concern that we wouldn't have the room to use them all. So the way I configured them is we can use them all. You like the short ones. And then there's medium and then long.
Did you say you have a drawing of what you were thinking about?
I couldn't print. my computer this morning.
Okay.
That's why I was late, because I don't like to give up.
Okay. All right.
So there's 2 shelves that are 96 inches long. There's 4 shelves that are 69 inches long. And there's 4 shelves that are 32 inches long.
David, do you remember what the original layout was? I know you and your son did that
Well,
little room.
they were, the shelves basically they were just on one side. In the biggest space in the trailer,
In the middle room?
yeah, and they were perpendicular to the outside wall,
Right.
the face wall.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I don't, I have to,
You put it like an E.
Yeah, that's really, and with more than adequate space in between the shelves.
yeah, there wasn't enough space to put a wheelchair in, but there was
Right.
certainly enough space to walk in there and comfortably turn around.
Yeah, yeah, so I think we need to take that into
Yes.
account this time. Because the other one had stairs and everything, so.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, what Jean's saying, I didn't appreciate, I knew that there were shorter ones. I didn't appreciate there were so many different lengths.
Okay. Well,
This
it
is a
could be-
rough draft.
Okay,
So this was just when I was taking the measurements. So 16, 16 is the aisle space all around.
okay, so
it.
you were abutting 2 of them.
Yes,
Okay, I see.
because 16 inches, you can easily reach in and grab anything on that shelf.
Mhm,
And if you see something on the other side,
mhm,
you can just walk around and grab it.
mhm.
And then, well, that gives you the idea. And then I was
Okay.
gonna put like 2 shelves that go from here down that way, the longer one,
Mhm.
the longer size ones. And that would still give enough space. And then I was gonna put the short ones this way. So there's wheelchair access all around between all the shelves on this side and on this side. So completely wheelchair. And having the pegboard up reflects light. So I got like a little lantern thing in there, battery powered lantern,
Mhm.
so I can see, but
Okay. And thoughts?
I think once we get operating, we're gonna edit. So I think simple is better and then we figure out what works and what doesn't work.
Okay, so initially, because right now, Jean has put a pegboard on the front wall and partial on each side. He has enough pegboard to put it all around. And I think at this point, we need to decide whether or not to have him continue putting that up. If we're not going to use a configuration where we have things hanging from the walls. And if we have things hanging from the walls, that reduces the aisle space. So we have to be cognizant of that. But honestly, the reason I wanted to go over our acceptable items list is that I'm not seeing a lot that lends itself to being hung other than pictures and picture frames. The rest of it pretty much has to go on shelves. I did find a bookcase at a yard sale in the neighborhood. It's not big, but it would hold, I don't know, 100 books anyway. So,
That's substantial.
yeah, I mean, they not really big books, but standard sized books. So I am a little concerned about using the pegboard if we're not, putting it up if we're not really going to use it. I think I understand what you're saying about the light, and that is going to be an issue. And that's why we have the double wide doors. That's why we had the lighting, the windows put up top. And if it's only from 9 to 3, generally, I think there's going to be enough.
It seemed to me that there's
outdoor lighting.
sufficient lighting. in there. I mean,
Yeah.
just natural light.
Yeah, the one thing that I know Plymouth said they had was something to test out appliances and that they got it through a grant. So I asked Todd what grant was it, and he says just the RDP funds. So we could certainly get something like that.
That would be completely useful.
I think it would be, yeah.
Because that way you don't, it's easy to say, well, this works and
Mhm.
maybe well intended, but if it,
Yeah,
this way it can be plugged in.
right, right.
So I
Yeah.
found a Blue Eddy solar charger and it was like $275
Mhm.
on Prime Day. Amazon Prime Day. Usually that's gone by, but Black Friday, I imagine they'll have the same. And there's two models that I would consider. I'm not prepared to explain it, but there's one that's like under 200 or around 200, and there's another one that's like around 300. And that one is big enough to run a 5,000 to 9,000 BTU air conditioner. And they have heat pumps. They have heat pumps that heat and cool a building that size, and they're relatively inexpensive. So I'm thinking that's a future thing if we want to do that to expand the time,
Mhm.
but it would help keep people comfortable. And as I've been working there, a lot of people come up and ask, when's it open? Is it open yet? So I
Right.
started a little sign up sheet. So I have 6 potential volunteers. And I just explained that we would have an online scheduling application. So you could go online, pick when you want.
Yeah, we had
And-
talked about that before, the sign up genius, yeah.
And I said, if we don't have volunteers, then it won't be open.
Right,
And I said the last time the committee was doing all the work, that when no one was there, they were bringing in junk that we
Mhm.
didn't want. And
yeah, so pretty much what we've been talking
Yeah.
about here, okay. All right, so what I think I need to do is create a sign for the front door for right now, because I do think now that we have the sign up, people are going, okay, we got a swap shop going here. So I wanted to put up a sign saying that not open yet. We expect to be opening in the spring if we have sufficient volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, contact the selectman's office, because
Why don't we just use the swap shop email?
well, because all the paperwork they have to do is through the selectman's office.
Right, but if they got in touch with the Kingston swap shop, can kind of do some vetting. If
Mhm.
they have questions before, like, because I feel like it's a big commitment to like divulge all that information, all the forms that they want you to do.
Mhm.
If I were interested, I wouldn't want to talk to someone before I went to, because the selectman's office isn't necessarily in a position to tell you what's, like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
you know, what would they be doing?
yeah, to
Well,
really vet it
they're-
all. They're just gonna go in and get a query.
Remember, they're requiring.
I know, they have to do that step, but I'm just saying, if we put up there,
Yeah,
send an email to Kingston Swap Shop at this address,
okay.
I'll look at them and say, yes, you have to go and get a query and all that stuff.
You had an email?
We did, I sent you all in this morning too, from that.
Oh, you did? Okay,
so what I've been telling people is, if you're interested, so we have a list of names of interested people. I don't want to give them much detail, because if they're interested, we call them and they're still interested, then we can give them that information. So by having them send an email, now you have the contact for people who want to do it. So that makes a lot of sense.
And that we can post out there because
didn't
nobody.
get- I didn't get it yet. When did you send it?
I sent it this morning. My computer was really slow.
Okay.
I was gone all weekend.
Okay,
and-
sometimes mine doesn't come in right away. Okay, so what do you guys think? Should we have, who's gonna keep checking this?
I can do that. I mean, anybody can, but I think
Okay.
to have a designated person.
Okay. Because you had volunteered to pretty much take on
The volunteer part of
thing.
it, yeah, yeah. So I got it at 8:46 this morning,
Okay.
but I sent it to your. You have so many emails. JLN 12,
Mhm.
is that what comes to your phone?
Yeah, yeah, that's my email. I get my email on here too.
So what I did, I stopped putting,
You have not?
I stopped
Oh,
putting any panels up, but what I did do was put them on the floor and lean them against the wall. So you can get the visual of what it would look like.
Mhm. Okay,
The desk is installed. I put a vinyl tablecloth on it.
mhm,
The desk is screwed to the wall. I was focusing on getting the windows done, so they were waterproof because I knew the storm was coming. So the windows are done, that whole front wall is insulated, pegboard, everything is set on that.
all right. Do you have receipts?
Ooh,
Okay.
And
I did get it, but that's all I got.
Oh, go back, I hit something.
I have some stuff in the pile to bring back to Lowe's,
Mhm.
but I need that original piece of paper. Is
What original piece of paper?
It probably just says your first email from the swap shop.
Which one?
when I
What did it
gave
say?
you the receipts,
Mhm.
It wasn't a long diatribe or anything.
there was a regular sized piece of paper in the
Mhm.
back that it was printed out by Lowe's that had all the stuff on it. And it has the account on it.
I
That
don't know that I have that. Who did that come into? Did that come into?
Did he give you receipts at the last meeting?
yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think it had that sheet.
yeah,
But Lowe's should have a digital version of it all too, though.
it had, well, because it went through the town account. And I'm not sure if they used the town credit card or it was the facility manager's personal credit card because he couldn't get the other one to work or something. So I need that piece of paper so they can credit back to the right account. And I
Who's
said,
the one you're talking about?
yes,
Okay, let me make a copy of that for you. Okay. Yeah, that's the one that went through the town. Okay. All right, so what have we got here? Huh,
that piece of paper explains it to be easier.
generator gas.
I've run out of gas a couple of times.
Okay. Window molding, prime trim board, gas for generator. Oh, man, $15. Yeah. Okay, so 47.46. Okay, so Jean's submitting receipts for $47.46. We just need a vote on that. This was gas for the generator, the window molding, the trim board for the window, which I had authorized him to do.
Was that part, there was a big authorization before.
There
So
was.
part of it, or
I think
these are
we've exceeded-
additional?
I think we've exceeded that. The original was
That's
like,
a concern too, though, that we're not even open yet and we don't, we.
Look on that sheet there.
Mhm.
I was under budget on what I was allocated.
okay, $523.63. How much should we allocate?
Was it 550? I think it was
Okay.
550.
Okay, but now we have an additional 47, 46, so we are over the 600. And we've had a couple other authorizations too.
I do have some of these, I forgot, I don't know what they can do.
Okay, I need to bring those
There
in.
won't be a lot,
Okay, but still,
yeah, I forgot them.
okay. Okay, and this is out of the. I
You,
only
you
have
gave me 40,
so we owe you 7.
yeah, and the
Okay.
rest goes to you.
Okay. All right.
I mean, so is this the end or how much more do we think we have to do?
That's all I got. I'm done.
Okay. But the shelves aren't in yet. I mean, I'm waiting to visualize it. I don't do visualizing very well. I just want to see it with all the shelves in and figure out. Or-
They're in place, so what I'm gonna do is screw them to the floor and then brace them to the ceiling joists so they don't. then-
So you're not done. You still have more to do. So you'll run the generator more because you need light and heat and.
Yeah,
Well,
That's
first
the-
we have to decide on the floor plan. We haven't decided on the floor plan because some of the expense is for the pegboard that's still sitting there. It hasn't been installed. So we have to decide, are we going to go ahead and put pegboard around the whole exterior?
Yeah, I thought we were just insulating the front or something.
That was the original discussion.
That's what was done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
do the sides.
Right, but we have to decide on the floor plan because if we're going to have traffic going around the whole exterior of the building with the shelving in the middle, then I understand what you're saying about bracing them to the seal. I don't even know how we're going to do that.
Yeah, it's very vaulted. It's nice up
Yeah,
there.
it is.
I
You know,
know
or are
exactly
we-
how to do
Yeah, or are we going to just do an E configuration?
Yeah, I think if you come in the door and then you're sort of faced with all these openings because the E goes like that,
Yeah,
I mean, and even if you can't get into something, you can at least visually see things
okay.
and the light shines that direction
It does. It does.
as opposed
Yeah.
to being backlit on
You know,
anything.
and I think, again, going back to the items that we're accepting, do we really have call for a lot of pegboard?
Well, certainly not on the back wall because that's where all the shelves are.
If we do the E configuration, if we do Jean's configuration, the whole building has pegboard on the walls and people are circulating around the perimeter.
But how does the desk work with that then? Because, I mean, if I was
would invite you to
volunteer-
come and see, the desk is on the right as soon as you walk in the door. So the desk is there, and then there's a space, and then there's 2 long shelves. And that's why I would invite you to come and look at it and just see what my concept of.
Okay, yeah, because I was in before, but I didn't get any sense of that was a while ago.
Well, the shelves were all over the place, and
There's a lot of junk in there
wasn't-
too. Is the
was-
junk all gone?
all
Yeah.
my tools, well, all the school recycling stuff is gone. The only thing that's left in there is my tools. I have a compressor, table saw, chop saw, jigsaw, all that stuff. So I'm getting ready to take that home. Some of it won't fit because the generator is in the back of my car. It's too heavy to lift in and out. So I just open the door in the car and run the generator.
Okay. Today's Tuesday. It's raining still.
There's a joke about a camel is a racehorse designed by committee. And I don't mean it as an insult, but it's kind of like a point. This is my area of expertise. And if you guys want to do something different, you're welcome to do it. I'm just trying to utilize all the space we have in the most efficient way. So this was my plan. And you get just come look at it. If you don't like it, and change it however you want. It's like, no big deal. Nothing is nailed down. I did put the 2 sheets on the sidewall because I had to frame it out when it came. It didn't have studs in the area so that the pegboard in the front would have something to rest, so the end of it would be flopping around. So that's why I put those 2 up. And if you don't like them, you can unscrew them and take them down. I tried to go through the holes, existing holes wherever possible, so it didn't ruin the sheets. So right now, we have enough sheets to complete everything, so we don't need any more.
So we do we need to finalize this today, or do you want to take an opportunity to go look at the swap shop and
You finalize relative to the pegboard?
to the pegboard and the floor plan?
Oh,
They're tied together, really. So, I mean, we're not going to be opening till the spring, so we do have time, but I'd really like to get this put to bed before it gets too cold. I'd like to kind of finish up so we're almost ready to open in the spring, not have a lot left over to do at that point. And are you gonna try and resend that email?
He got it. I don't know why you didn't get it.
Okay.
Can you check and see if you got it? Or I don't know what you're using for email anymore.
The dog had to go potty just as I was leaving.
Of course.
So he goes everywhere with me, and he does not like being left home. And I had to squeeze out the door. That's all I grabbed was my coffee and my notebook. So that's
Yeah, I
all
saw
I
it,
could get away with.
but that doesn't surprise me.
Could it be in the junk mail?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have a junk mail.
Oh,
folder.
because you're using that new format where it's other, focused in other. I hate that.
No, I
No.
just have an inbox and everything goes to the inbox.
I can resend it to you.
Okay, if you would, so
I'm accessing it on my laptop at home instead of putting it everywhere, but
just so I have the right,
so if you want to give me that list, I'll reach out to those people with the email too.
That's
okay,
on the printer. So I'll send it in email.
Okay, good. Yeah, and I'll reach out to them and the people I've reached out to already. But, to sort of give them some, just welcome, here's what's going on.
Mhm.
And here's what you need to do to pursue this.
It took me a little while, like probably half dozen people were also interested, but I didn't think to start a list until finally it dawned on me that I needed to have that because people were coming up.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm glad people are showing interest. Let's hope some of them follow through,
And do the whole.
and we can work on the sign up genius over the winter.
Yeah,
We don't have
people
to have
can't get into that until they've already gone through the
the whole process, yeah, and been
first selectment
appointed.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't publicize that until we've gotten them to go through the vetting
Yeah.
to be eligible to sign up on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but to publish the email,
Mm-hmm.
because somewhere I saw you had my phone number and I thought, yeah, you know what? I have it associated with some things I wish I hadn't. And
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
unless it's around doctor appointment time or something, I don't answer anything I don't know.
Okay. All right. So, what's your pleasure here, everyone?
Well,
do
I
we
think
wanna do-
simpler is better. I'm sorry, but I feel like we're gonna make changes. Maybe we won't, maybe we get it right the first time, but
Mhm.
I think just, that we can see, we don't need spotlights or whatever. If you have to go all the way in and then come around and look this way,
Mhm.
where there isn't really a lot of light at whatever's on the shelves, and I think simpler is better. And I loved that arrangement just
Mhm.
because this was clean.
Okay, David, do you have thoughts? All right, do we want to vote on it today, or do we want to take a chance to go over and?
I could take a look at it, but I don't know what that does in terms of buying us time or not buying
I
us
think
time.
in all fairness to Jean's proposal, I think we should take a look at it and see if we think that that would work for us. Before he goes ahead and does any more work over
Okay.
there.
I
Okay.
will try and do that. Make a
So-
date with you to go over. Also,
Can
someone
we
talked
go
about it.
after the meeting?
If we have time, sure.
You might be able to.
Yeah. We don't have a whole lot more, I don't think. This is really a big focus for us right now, is this. Todd, you still there with us?
I'm still here.
Okay, all right. Okay, so the door lock pad, has that been installed?
Yeah,
Okay, but it's there. We
Yeah.
have it. Okay, so it's up to me really to do the sign on the outside.
we could put like a little sign on the big sign outside, says coming soon or coming in the April or something like that.
Yeah, that's another expense. We did not vote on the 4746, even though we did all sign off on it. Do I have a motion
I'll make a motion.
to approve the 4746?
Yes,
I'll second.
All right, vote, David.
yes.
Yes.
Staying?
Well, you and I both have to vote, or we don't
Oh.
have a majority.
Okay,
You vote on my portion, I'll vote
Okay.
on your portion.
all right. I vote to give Jean her $40.
And I vote to give Gene his $7.46.
Do I have to put that in the notes or just do I have to put all that?
Probably
It's
because,
safer.
yeah, because it's 40 to me and $7.46 to Gene. Okay,
40, how much? $40.70?
$40 period
Is you.
is me,
Okay,
and then $7.46.
46, okay.
Yeah, I think we do need to have that designation. Okay, the Plymouth Swap Shop. Did I send that to you with
Yes.
what they put out?
Be the poster.
Um,
This one. Yeah, yeah, he posted it on Facebook.
That's pretty
You
good.
saw this, didn't you, Todd? Yeah, what'd you
Yeah.
think?
I thought it was great. Did you guys see the
Yeah.
video?
No.
Yeah, the local scene did a nice video about it.
Oh, okay. He was also on WATD, right?
I heard that he was
I-
going to be, I didn't hear it, or I might have heard a bit of it, but I was in the car, so I missed it, most of it.
It's a pretty good opening day from what I heard.
Good.
Yeah. Something like 90 cars came through.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's
and,
great.
It literally filled up the shed. They've got another shed that was donated, and they actually DPW authorized another shed, a new shed to purchase. I have not been up there yet to see it, so one of these days I'll have to go up there and check it out. But apparently the traffic flow was great. They collected a lot of really good stuff, and yeah, it was very, very successful. So
Okay, and that was just in 3 hours, right?
yeah, yeah,
Only open from 9 to 12. Okay.
yeah.
And then they have a QR code here that people can use to figure out what is and isn't acceptable.
That's good, because it's dynamic that way.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody know how to create one? Okay, all right, good. Okay, so yeah, it was a pretty good poster. It was on Facebook, that's where I saw it. So that's an idea for us.
What's 33 Hedges Pond? Where is that, Todd?
That's
I
the
thought it was
old
on Beaver. Beaver Dam. No, where is it?
No, it's the old South transfer station down there. Old exit 2.
So
I think it's old
Cedarville.
exit- Yeah, Cedarville.
But that's not their transfer station now. I thought the only one they had was Beaver Dam.
Oh, they used to have 3, but they closed 2 down. That's when they went curbside, and then I was part of the team that helped save the last one. So,
Okay,
but no,
but
this
it's not,
is the old site.
but it's not co-located with their current transfer station, right?
No. The current
Yeah.
transfer station's up at the
Yeah.
Pine Hills exit.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
so this is
Right.
separate, yeah. Well, let's hope the interest continues for them. I think we'll get a lot of interest once ours is open again.
What do they have to, do they have to have a recycling sticker to go in, or what do they have to do? Anything?
Not right now. You just have to be a resident of Plymouth.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I mean, ours is co-located, so they obviously have to have a sticker to come in onto the property. All right, lovely, very nice. Okay. I did send you a couple alternate composting methods, this bokashi and the food cycler, and you can read for yourself the pros and cons on that one. We've already done the organic corral. Vanessa, something about recycling costs. You had sent something to Claire at
Yeah, because I was doing a little bit of legwork before the Aggie Fair because I
Right.
wanted to be able to say, look at how great this is.
Mhm.
And as I went through it with Lynn, it was not so great.
Great.
And then I was really sad. So, just to flush it out more, but it
Mhm.
seemed like, we spent, I don't have the numbers on me. Well, I do somewhere, because I have my notes from Lynn, but.
Oh, the ones from
well,
Lynn?
that was from Claire, but
Yeah.
my notes from Lynn were.
I remember seeing that.
With Lynn, we were talking about, how did that go? CMAS was $85 a ton,
Done right.
and commingle was like 106 a
Mhm.
ton.
Mhm.
And I just thought, Chris is up there telling everybody it's cheaper to throw it in the compactor. What's wrong with this number?
Mhm.
And so I didn't really get, a ton of commingle is a lot of volume compared to a ton of CMAS.
Right.
So there's a, sort of break even there, but still was
Yeah, so I think in that email, Claire said that she was gonna,
look into our contract.
talk with Sean about the contract we currently have on commingle. Oops, it's on there. Sorry, wait, how long? Okay.
Is he gone or did he come in? Hey, Everett.
He's coming in.
He probably got up and walked
There
away.
he is.
Sorry about that.
Hi, Everett.
Hi.
Sorry, I hope you weren't waiting too long.
No, not that long.
Okay, all right, we're just finishing up on the Plymouth Swap Shop and,
Congratulations to you guys. You're doing really well.
yeah.
Thank you.
And we're moving on to our recycling costs here in Kingston and the fact that it looks like we may be able to get a cheaper, some cheaper contracts for some of our recycling. So Claire was going to talk with Sean, our temporary superintendent of streets and parks, about the contracts that we have. So I
Do we
guess we
get
should
paid
follow up.
for anything?
Huh?
We get
get paid
paid
for
for cardboard.
We get paid for cardboard, we get paid for metal, I believe.
Yeah, metal we get. I forget where that one
Is
is.
there anything else we get paid for? Do we get?
Well, the fabric we do, which is
Yep,
a great
textile,
call out.
yeah.
But no paper? We don't get paid for paper?
No, we pay for paper.
Yeah. It's so, like, it fluctuates with the market, it depends on what, like we were talking about before, what the final remanufacturer is doing, what materials they need to produce products.
Hey, Gene.
Yes, which Gene?
You.
Oh, okay.
I always forget there's two of you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really
and
hard.
And we're sitting side by side today. So.
It's like then when there's more than one Todd, and I keep looking around, like, where's the other Todd? It's so rare, you know. It doesn't happen all the time. No, I was going to tell you, it's going to be very difficult to get costs lower than what you have right now.
Okay.
The latest numbers that I have are everything's gone up substantially, not a little, but a lot. So,
Meaning to dispose of this, of the recycled material
and the trash.
and the
So
trash. Yeah.
when your contract with CMAS is up, you're not going to be paying anywhere close to 85. It's going to be upwards of 108 to 115.
Right.
The recycling costs have gone up substantially to the point where I was pretty shocked, and it's pretty hard to shock me. But those were closer to 150 to 180 a ton. So I know you guys separate a lot of your material, which might help a little, but I wouldn't get your hopes up on saving money or making money on
Okay.
that stuff. So I mean, obviously the cardboard you separate, that's going to have a fluctuating value.
Mhm.
And the
We
metal definitely
separate our
fluctuates.
glass too. We
Yeah,
separate our glass.
And glass is
Yeah.
cheaper. It's $40 a ton
Yeah.
as opposed to 80. And it's
It
heavy.
is.
So
And
to pull it
there
out of
was
the
a,
CMAS is good.
yeah, if you can get it out of the trash compactors, you're going to save some really good money. But the problem is not
Yeah.
everyone's going to separate their glass. A majority
Right.
won't.
Yeah.
So, and
I
that
don't
won't
know.
happen. That won't happen. That won't happen until either the town steps in and makes an ordinance, or and you guys might be able to do it. I don't know. Or you go pay as you throw. Those are the two factors that you're going to have to look at and I know Gene, you and I have had numerous conversations about this, so I'm not expecting to talk about it today, but
Yeah.
those are really the two options that you have to cut those costs, because they are going to go
Yeah.
up. So
I think we left pay as you throw on the table until
Yep.
we get a permanent town administrator and
yep,
see
that was our
what
last conversation.
his thoughts are. So
Yeah.
it's still there for us
Okay.
as a future project. It's the timing of it right now.
Well,
So
the
I
timing's
think
going to be the timing's going
yeah,
to be when you get your increase.
yeah,
That's
I
going to be the
know.
perfect
I
time,
know.
because it's going to be. If I was shocked, you guys will be shocked. So
I'm surprised that our glass percentage is so much lower than some of the other towns because
That trailer's pretty full.
that trailer gets full very quickly. I see a lot of wine bottles.
yeah.
I think we do our fair share in trying to fill that up. So I am a bit surprised that's the percentage of glass for us. Okay. Well,
I have one comment on the commingle.
sure.
Even though we have to pay to get rid of it,
hmm
it takes volume out of the trash. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, fewer trips is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or it crushes
I-
easily, but
Yeah, it crushes easily, I guess.
I think, and it doesn't. Yeah.
Well, the ram is at one end and it has a certain amount of pressure.
Mhm,
It doesn't mean it crushes everything at the other end.
right.
It's not like a consistent, something
Pressure, right.
failing.
Yeah.
So the more volume we keep out of the trash, the more room there is for
Well, we know
trash.
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That if this material is reusable, why are we disposing of it? You know, why are we trashing it if it can be repurposed? If you're like me at home, I don't throw anything away just in case it could be repurposed. And my basement shows it. But all right. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for looking into that. I really, really appreciate it. I think it's gives us maybe something else to focus on in the future as to how we can improve on the amount that's going into some of these bins. How do we?
Like I said, it was not a clear, like incentivized
No,
feel for me to say, look at this.
no, it wasn't exactly what you were hoping for.
That wasn't at all what I was hoping for, but
But I think that
it was good to learn and keep quiet about it.
I think the important thing is that we're pulling out good material that can be reused so that we're not creating new items, that we're not using up natural resources. So I think it still serves a greater purpose, even though dollar wise, it's you know, I don't think everything can be evaluated based on value. You know, dollar wise, it's just,
And
you have to look at the whole picture.
as the technology of sorting improves, there's the potential to go back to earning revenue from things. And the important thing is we have people educated
Mhm.
that that's the right thing to do.
Mhm.
The technology will come along.
Right.
And we have got paid in the past,
Mhm.
so
Well, yeah, that part of it too. But also, Todd, I saw that you were in the whatever the webinar that the League of Women Voters and Claire did the other
Mhm.
night.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think as we talk about all of these costs going up of disposal, that, you know, knowing how to dispose of things, but if more and more communities go to pay as you throw, you really have to think about how many bags you want to buy to get rid of stuff and other ways to get rid of it. And maybe to say, I mean, when I lived in Europe in the 80s, I don't know how much they've changed or, you know, slipped back or whatever, but you left the packaging at the grocery store or at the department store or at the whatever, because it was going to cost you a pretty penny to throw away the styrofoam and the plastic wrap and the cardboard insert and the whatever. And the stores became the lobby people to say, don't put it in these. So who was it? Someone said, oh, I think it was in that webinar. They talked about, what do they buy? The toothpaste on a hook so that they don't have the box to throw away in some, you know, Australia or New Zealand or something like that. Because why do you need it in a box? It's already in a tube. But
So did the grocery stores at that time have bins for you to put the trash in, or you were just using a regular trash receptacle?
at the grocery store,
Yeah, how did that work?
well, I know that like when we had an exchange student pretty recently, like, you know, within the last 10 years or so, and they wanted to buy an Apple product, and Apple is notorious for like embedding things in so many layers
Yeah.
that ultimately, I don't know if it was a music thing or I don't think it was a phone, but whatever it was, that was all they left with at our house.
Okay.
And they would have at the store only left with that at the store.
Okay. So
And the
they,
store would have said, oh, now we have to get rid of all of this. Except in their stores, they probably wouldn't have all that because they would say, we have to pay to get rid of it too.
right,
So don't
right,
do that.
right. Get the stores to lobby.
Yeah.
And-
So like when I lived there, we would buy bottled water in glass, seltzer water
Mhm.
in a crate.
Mhm.
And you drank the bottle and you put it back in the crate and you brought the crate back and you got a deposit for the crate and you got a deposit for the bottle.
Mhm.
Then you bought it again. You just took the water out of it. That was all you needed. We did apple juice because the kids drank apple, you know, the same thing. It was in a
Mhm.
bottle. So you didn't have anything to throw away at the end except, you know, the little lid that was on the top and the screw on your,
Carnival.
yes.
Okay.
And the stores were fine with it because they just pushed it back to the vendor that
Right.
filled them with the apple juice or the bubble water. And, you know, so vehicles were set up so that you would do that.
Right. So there was a system.
That was in place because people knew that, you know, this is
Right.
Germany was a teeny country. You know, they didn't have to ship it to, you know, Wyoming.
Right, right.
So I think that was a good webinar that we had. I found other good information in it, but until, you know, and we don't want to see all these costs go up, but they
Mhm.
sort of become the motivator. I thought in
Right.
some ways the tariffs would become the motivator. They haven't, you know, we'll see what it does to the Christmas season if still people have to have, you know, 16 rolls of wrapping paper and, you know, all of this and this and this. And then every single gift that comes in a gift bag, the bag is thrown away with the rest of the stuff, or people decide, you know, I could use this again because
Yeah.
the trash is too expensive to get rid of.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that webinar? No. Do you want me to send you the video?
Sure.
Okay.
It was about having producers change
Yeah.
the way they package things so that we're not getting, you know, like the Apple products where you have, you know, a clamshell and then a box and then a box with a plastic
Right.
insert and then a whatever and a what, you know, and it goes down to then you take this little thing out.
This sanitizer thing that we have at the transfer station.
Mhm.
You should have seen the packaging in that. It was a carton. The carton was about this big, okay? And it had 4 containers of soap about the size of the dispenser. And I couldn't believe it. I opened the box and there was, I mean, just paper after paper, wrapper after wrapper. And I said, this is disgusting.
But if it's paper, I mean, I feel okay with paper and cardboard. It's when they have to do these ridiculous, like,
Plastic.
You have
Exactly what-
bubble wrap and all that.
Yeah,
There
that's-
was some of that, but I looked at it, and I said, but it was the volume. It was just,
Yeah.
it was totally unnecessary.
And this is not a breakable product.
That's precisely.
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't.
I thought it was some sort of a stand included. What I'm thinking, what is all this about?
and this is the sort of way, and I think a lot of the shipping companies are figuring out what works and doesn't work, because we get a lot of different cat products through
Right.
Chewy,
Yeah.
and they've been becoming broken. And now they're finally getting more efficient in their packaging, and not over packaging, but structurally, instead of the things they were doing with plastic, now they have cardboard that has a little more integrity. I like cardboard. I can do something with cardboard.
Right. So, Todd, is the trucking industry at all involved in pushback on all this packaging? Because obviously they could transport a lot more product if there wasn't so much packaging.
I wish they let us get more involved in this, so I kind of jumped on that thing without any authorization. So I don't
You
know.
mean the
because-
webinar or, oh,
Yeah, I mean, I like to listen in on this stuff, so I wasn't really listening as a Mac. I was listening as a resident.
But you got drawn in anyway.
But what?
You got drawn in anyway.
Well, no, there's
I
a lot
know.
of other interesting information. I mean, there were
Yeah, I
aside,
was.
there were people there that didn't know as much as we did, so they were asking,
Okay.
very good curiosity questions that Claire explained really well and anecdotally, and that was really nice.
So just a FYI, they do the packaging they do to protect the product because it's being shipped from China and it's on a container ship and then it goes to trucks and whatever. So their objective is to keep the breakage down. And that's why they package the way they do. And I'm not standing up for them. I'm just, so you understand the reasoning.
Yeah, and a lot of it too is theft prevention. We
Mhm.
know that. Because if you try and get anything out of some of this packaging, it takes almost a hatchet, or a machete to get it out. It's ridiculous. Big form to get one little thing out. And, like if you buy stuff at BJ's, I happen to buy my allergy pills. There's just two little bottles in this huge thing. And to get to them, I mean, I'm hacking away trying just to get to a bottle. It's like, but I think it's theft prevention. That's basically.
Well,
what it is.
that's what a lot of it is,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
Yeah.
and opening those plastic, wrappings is dangerous.
Oh, it is. It's sharp plastic.
Not only that, I mean, if you're using
A machete.
don't slip.
Listen, my son bought me a machete last year for Christmas, so I have to use it. All right. I'm going to ask Claire about that. If the trucking industry or stores are getting involved in pushing back.
It's unlikely.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
that's
It's the trucking, by the way,
Yeah.
when they rate something that goes on a truck, it's by weight.
Yeah.
And it's, if it's this big, it doesn't weigh much, you're paying for the cubic feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Would it make sense then for trucking industries to push back?
not necessarily.
No, because they're getting paid and they don't bring their back
You
moving.
fill the truck up with stuff, each
Right.
commodity might be different on a different rate scale.
Right.
But you're not, they don't, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but at this
Okay.
point, they don't care.
Okay.
So if you fill up a truck full of stuff,
Uh-huh.
whether it weighs 10 pounds or 1,000 pounds,
Right.
what you're paying for is largely space.
Right.
And it may be by weight and it may be by volume or a bit of both.
But what I'm thinking is, if you're driving 1,000 miles to deliver a truckload, if you have more in that truck, doesn't it make?
Not necessarily.
No. Okay.
It cost me $400 to ship my daughter Christmas present to Colorado because I had to use such a big box and put enough padding in it so all her stuff didn't get crushed.
Send her gift cards next year.
I think she would like that better.
All right, so we've already talked about our outreach assistance. You guys saw the proposals. I think they're good. I told her to hold off on the batteries and the light bulbs till we get clarification from Sean. Thank you. I want to thank you all for participating in the Ag Fair. I think it's super that you were all helping there. I know you had some interaction with the public, which I think is great. We didn't get rid of any of the buckets, but I've got them. They're clean. They're in my garage. I'd like to get rid of them.
Okay, I'll try and mark it, because I know that, my name's not with me now, one at one, and I'll reach out and set.
Okay, yeah.
Set up for you guys to
I-
coordinate.
They're not helping, just sitting in my garage. I'd like to get them to somebody. Okay, do want to make a reminder, tomorrow morning is the SSRC meeting in Abington. I think I sent you the
You did,
agenda,
you
so it
did.
has
Mhm.
the Zoom link. Should you decide you want to attend via Zoom, I will probably be attending via Zoom. I did ask for an update on our income and expenses. Our beginning balance was 15,775. Our income this year was our RDP money of 7,200, and this is separate from the swap shop. And our expenses were $8,964.67, leaving us with a balance of $14,010.81. So that's where we are, and that is through 9/18. Okay. So any expenses we've submitted since then will further reduce that amount. But like I said earlier, we're in good, I think we're okay. Waiting for our next RDP grant to land. And the Kingston 300th wanted me to let you know that there's a lot of events being planned for the 300th anniversary. Their agenda for their upcoming meeting is on the town website right now, but their first event is a gala on January 31st at Jones River Trading Company. That's all the information I have on it right now. I don't know how much the tickets will be. But I think they're planning on having a really nice event. The other thing is, this will apply more to AgCom. They're planning Old Home Days in September and some other event, October is the house tour, but there's a couple different events they're going to have. There's a parade during the summer. So I don't know what will happen with the Ag Fair next year. We'll be discussing that Thursday night, but I did want to make sure you knew about the gala. Okay. See if there's anything else here that anybody needs to know about. I think that's it, other than there are two hazardous household waste collection events remaining this year. One is October 25th in Plymouth. They're taking tires at no charge. And then the other one is in Hull on November 15th, where there will be a fee, but they'll take propane tanks and fire extinguishers, which our current transfer station takes. So that's not a big deal. But the 1025 in Plymouth, is coming up.
Do we need to pick something up for that? I know you have to register, but I don't know if you need to get
You do need to
I
register.
did register, but I don't know if I need to get something from DPW.
No, it shows Hanover is the only one that requires a authorization form now. I think Kingston used to, but I think we switched over to where we don't need one. But you do need to register and give them an approximate estimate of your quantity based on gallons or pounds, depending on what you have. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I've got to register and get this done, but I've got these flyers. If you have,
Here, let me,
absolutely, if you know of some place to put a couple, let me know. Do you need one?
Before the Aggie Fair, I tried to find them. I went to Plymouth Library, I went to Kingston Library, I went to Duxbury Library, I went to the Plymouth Senior Center, I went to the Dexter Senior Center, only had them in Spanish.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think of the third, so I ended up just printing one from the online thing,
Okay.
whatever, but I thought,
All right, well,
because I thought, oh, I wanted enough to have one and then I could hand them out.
all right. I have to get to the Council on Aging anyway, so. And the library, I'm going to both today, so I can drop a couple off there.
Good.
You have a couple more, I think. I put them in like the laundromat and
Sure. Yeah,
some little stores, so
I think
let you
there's
put them there.
2 or 3 there.
That's good, thank you.
Okay, all right. Does anybody have anything else from the?
Well,
committee?
Todd gonna report? I mean, he's
Yeah,
our last.
I wanted to see
Oh.
if the committee had anything before I went to Todd.
Well, we need to pick a next meeting date, but that's probably after Todd too.
Okay. Todd? We're
I
just
do
like-
have a couple. I do have a couple things.
Good.
All right. So first thing is my in-person Merc meeting is going to be at your town hall,
I know. When is that?
October 28th. It's a Tuesday from 9:30 to 11. It's going to be on hazardous waste, swap sheds, and other grant requirements,
Okay.
which I think
Is it all about grants? Is it all about grants, Todd?
not a full thing on grants, but it's primarily going to be on the EPP policy, which is the new policy to kind of take over the buy recycle policy.
Okay, all right. So that I need to sit in on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be a good one. So thank you for lining up the room. I really appreciate it, Gene, all that work and going back and forth and figuring out the dates were wacky because I don't know. It's just I've got to go to Borderlands for our retreat on Monday and then I got to go to Kingston on Tuesday. So it's going to be a very long 2 days, but that's okay. I didn't want to interfere with Claire's meeting. So she's like, well, my meeting's the next day. And that was the original date. I'm like, yeah. She goes, no one's going to go to 2 meetings. I'm like, all right, whatever. So that's the first thing. Sorry. The other thing is last week I went to the NERC conference up in Boston, which was I went on Tuesday. It was like a 2-day thing, but spread over 3 days. Which was really fascinating. A lot of great speakers. There was a lot to learn. But one thing I found, which I thought was really cool, was in the vendor area. And this is in no way. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not trying to push this on anybody. I'm not trying to say this is a good company to work with because I know nothing about them. I don't know if they're on state contract, but they have a really innovative way to help with recycling and diversion. I'm not sure if this is even going to work. I'm going to try and get this to work. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Dang it. Maybe if I get my face in there. Maybe. Okay, so these right here.
Okay.
Those bins have a lid, and I don't know if you can see it on this one right here. It's a clear cover. So what it does is you've got either a round barrel or the kind of the rectangular ones in your schools or public areas. And they've got this insert that fits on top. It's like a tray, right? It's this really cool kind of tray. It's all like injection molded. It fits in the top of the trash barrel or bin. And it's got slots for stuff. So if if it's for recycling, they got a slot for a can, a slot for a cup, a slot for stuff that would be recyclable. And then there's a really clear plastic cover that goes over that. And there's a hole in that cover. I'm doing this in reverse. Right there, that slot, right? You see those slots?
Mm-hmm.
And then on this barrel, there's a big hole in the middle that you can drop stuff in. But what it is it shows you exactly what can go in that container. I thought it was absolute genius. I'm like, why didn't I think of this 30 years ago? It's so simple. It is the most simple thing I've ever seen. It almost stupefies the process because now you can look at the bin and go, oh, wow, I've got this in my hand. It goes in this container. It's literally, it's going like Neolithic on it. It's genius. It's absolute genius. But they've got different models too. They got these big square metal ones. They got these ones. They're just inserts that go on the top, and then they've got the round barrel ones. But
What's the name of that company?
Divert with a Y, DYVERT.com. Like I said, I'm not promoting this, but it's something to take a look at because if you're really trying to enhance your recycling and making sure the stream is clean, This is one of the best ways I've seen because it's just so simple. It's so obvious.
Right.
But anyway, I wanted to. I've been kind of I told the Plymouth Recycling Committee about it. I actually sent them some info, but sent them the website. I really liked it. Just personally, I think it's a fantastic way of doing things, especially and Gene, for you in the schools. I think it's perfect for schools. Like, I can't think of a better way to show a child what goes in each bin rather than having the exact example of what they have in their hand at that given moment to put in there. So I really thought this was very innovative. It's the most innovative thing I've seen in a long time in this industry. But I like it. I'm hoping to see more of these around, that maybe they'll take this to the next level, but I don't know how. It's pretty simple. So besides
Did
that,
you say it was on the state buy list, or you don't know?
It didn't,
I haven't looked yet. I haven't looked yet. I haven't had the time.
Okay.
Do you know what the cost is roughly?
I want to say it was between $60 and $80 for each one, but I don't know if they come in triplets or pairs, or I don't know if there's a deal they work out with municipalities. It was really, I only got to talk to him for a short amount of time, and then he got bombarded. So it's like I had like 3 minutes with him, and that was it.
Okay.
And I had
All
another
right.
Mac. It was really kind of cool. Overall, the NERC conference, the day I was there, was pretty good. It was a very the speakers. One of the speakers that I thought was really captivating was the opening, the main speaker, which was the gentleman in charge of Oregon DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality, and he was talking about, which I thought was really fascinating. I'd love to get a copy of this hopefully soon, but he was talking about, is recycling really working, right? Is everything we're doing the way to maximize the recycling and minimize the impact on the environment? So he made that correlation between the two. And it was really fascinating because the correlation is not, let's maximize the recycling and save the environment. It is, we need to be picky and choosy about the stuff we recycle to maximize the environmental impact. Because a lot of the stuff that we really want to be recyclable, it's almost like the wishful recycling, but even more so than that, it actually does more damage than good. And they've got all the studies to show it. This guy went back like 30 years. I've got some of the stuff. I took some pictures of the slideshow presentation. I'll send those over to you so you can get them out to the committee. But the research behind that was absolutely fascinating, and it made me kind of rethink my strategies and saying, are we doing things the best way possible?
Mhm.
I'm not sure we are. After that conversation, or after his presentation, I'm not sure we are. So, I'm not speaking on behalf of DEP, but I'm speaking more on behalf of what can we do to make sure that we're doing everything possible to make the biggest impact, environmental impact, the best environmental impact as possible. So I'm going to start looking into that stuff some more. I want to reach out to that gentleman and actually have a conversation with him and see, maybe we can do it as a Mac thing. I don't know, but um, at some point here, maybe do a statewide MERC with him involved, and have him do the presentation. Like I said, it was a very different way to look at this stuff, but it was also very scientific, and it
Okay.
actually had results. So I don't want to take up too much more time with it, but I just want to let you know that it kind of blew my mind. So it was
Well,
pretty amazing. So
isn't this a topic that should be bumped up to those in charge of DEP
yeah,
to investigate and,
yeah.
come out with maybe some new policies or procedures? I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're willing to dig into it, but it seems to me this is something that should be done at the state level.
It's a much higher level. I agree with that. It
Yeah.
really is. And I know each state has their own, DEQ or DEP or whatever it is, their own environmental group that works on the state levels. So everything's a little bit different, but I would like to figure out a way to get the information that he had and find out what the supporting evidence is of his findings, and get that up to
Mhm.
DEP to see if that's something that DEP would stand behind, or if they would say, well, we do our own thing, and that's what we're gonna keep doing.
Mhm.
Nothing's changed in the state. It's like, let's get as much recycling as we can, but it's also, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. And I think, you know, uh, maybe it's more of an educational thing towards the responsible parties, which in my opinion are the residents and the businesses, I think they need to take a little more control over their materials, and that's what we're trying to do, obviously, with Recycle Smart and all the education that we're trying to provide. But I, I think there might be another way to look at this that maybe nobody's really thought of. So
Yeah, yeah.
it kind of
I'd be,
opened my
in-
mind.
I'd definitely be interested in learning more about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So,
Yeah.
like I said, the presentation was great, and I've got a couple of shots of the slideshow because I was just sitting in the front row at a table, just staring at this, going, "This is unbelievable! Like this is cutting edge stuff." So and it wasn't don't recycle. It was let's recycle the right way, the responsible way, the where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. And like I said, it made sense to me at the time. So I don't know,
Mhm. I
but
agree.
yeah,
I
it
agree.
was pretty
All
cool.
right. Very good. Thank
I-
you very much.
I have a question for
Mhm.
Todd. So the last time I was on the board with Claire, we were looking at the 2010 solid waste master plan.
Yeah.
And one of the things they were toying with was mandating the institutions that generate over X amount of organics
Yeah.
were gonna be required. Is there any update on that, or is there?
Yeah, it's going
someplace
well.
that-
It's made national news. Massachusetts is a leader in that right now. So
Do
we're
you
actually
have,
all
do
that's
you
up on the
have
state
like a
website.
current-
I was going to say all that info is up on the state website. If you go to Mass DEP Organics, everything will be there. So
Okay,
Thank you.
great. All right, back to the table. We talked about our next meeting. Now I have to ask you, as a collective group, is 9 o'clock too early? Do we need to have a start time of 10 o'clock? And how would that work for everybody?
I apologize for being late. I was out of town all weekend and got in late, but I'd rather do 9 o'clock than 10 o'clock, because otherwise, I'd rather do 9 o'clock.
Okay,
9 works for me.
and 9 works for you, Todd?
yeah, Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we'll keep it at 9. I just wanted to throw it out there as an option. So our next regular meeting would be the second Tuesday of November, which is the 11th, which is Veterans Day. So, do we want to bump it forward a week to the 18th?
Sure.
Okay, because we had been trying to schedule it on weeks that the selectmen weren't meeting so that Sean could possibly attend, but he has not been able to attend for a while. So would November 18th work?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I will reserve the room for that day. Because right now, we have an automatic reservation for the second Tuesday. So I'll change that. Okay. Get that changed. And then at the next meeting, we can decide if we want to do one in December or just skip it. It depends on whether we have anything that's needs immediate attention. And looking forward, I don't see a whole lot at this moment, but we'll make that decision at the next meeting. Okay, Everett, you have anything for us?
Not today.
Not today, but your recycling committee is moving ahead.
Yes, we are.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're here. If there's anything we can do to answer questions, provide information. I know you've got Todd helping you out. I don't claim to be any more expert than Todd, but certainly, we've been running a recycling committee for many, many years. Always looking for new ideas and willing to share whatever information we have. So just so you know that.
Great. Thank you, Jean.
All right, yeah, so we're really impressed with what you guys are doing with the swap shop. That's pretty neat. You got it up and running and a whole lot faster than us, so. We'll get there, we'll get there. All right, so are we all gonna go over and take a look at the swap shop?
I think I can right now.
You can?
I think I can, yeah.
Okay,
I'll go.
okay, all right, so we will not be discussing anything there, so we do not have to schedule a meeting. We're just gonna take a look at it and we'll discuss it further at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so we can adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
I do.
4-0. Okay, so it's 10:45.
Yep.